Hello everyone and welcome back to Faithful to the Traitors. That's right, we are discussing episode 3 of the Traitors US series 2. So many things I have to remember there. Numbers, letters.
It's hard work, isn't it? Talking out loud.
I am Ben and I am, as I always will be, 100% faithful.
Ah, yes. And I am Alex and I am also a faithful all the way, baby. Yeah.
There's no seducing you.
Well, I don't know. I'm up for persuasion. It's just the right person with the right kind heart, like our friend Bergie.
Bergie?
I love Bergie.
Listen to Bergie. He knows what he's talking about.
Exactly. And he does. And he's now become, to that group, at least in the challenges, Mr. MVP. He is Mr. MVP. That's right.
Yeah, he's won everyone's hearts.
Yep, he won our hearts in episode 1.
Still my one to win.
Yes, absolutely. Well, he's going to make it to the final now. I've decided 100%. But he played that challenge. He told everyone how to play it. Everyone wasn't listening to him to begin with. And then as people started knocked out one after the other, everyone was like shouting, "Listen to Bergie. He knows what he's saying." He worked out. Bergie was the only one of every single one of them, the 18 left. Every single one of them didn't figure out that one of the lights was going up and down and one of the lights was going left and right. And Bergie figured that out.
He did.
So there's us going, "Oh, Bergie, so sweet. We're so naive." Pinch his cheek, tap him on the head and send him to bed with a cup of cocoa. But no, he was the one who got and first one to bag the money as well. He got £5,000 from the crypt.
Yes.
I love Bergie.
There was
Bergie's
a fight.
friend.
There was a bitch fight over a shield.
There's a bitch fight over
It
a
was all
shield.
going on, but you have to obviously let everyone know how to get in contact with us if they want to
Well,
before we carry on with this, please.
Well, I'd just like to say that anyone who's listened to Faithful to the Traitors UK Series 2, if you remember rightly, we were asking people to send in poems about
Brian.
our favourite character from Series 2 of the UK, Brian. How about a poem about Bergie? Send us poems over Bergie. faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. You can find us on X,
Formerly Twitter.
at Traitors Podcast, or on Instagram at Faithful to the Traitors. You can also comment underneath our video if you watch us on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search Faithful to the Traitors Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss a future episode of any of the Traitors episodes. Or if you are listening to us through your favourite podcast app, don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review if you do enjoy listening to us, because that's one way to share us to your friends. Another way you can help boost our show is by going to buymeacoffee.com/faithful and handing us over one of your silver coins or gold bars. Oh, yes, that's the way to
Dug up from 6 feet under.
Dug up by Bergie.
There once was a guy called Bergie who found love on an island, and then you continue. So that's what everyone does. Okay, continue the poem from
Found love on an island. He flirty. He showed us his chest.
Ended up in a countess.
I
was trying to get it to
a countess.
I was trying to get it to a castle.
And now a baby he has in his birthday. Something like that. And look, is it called that's not a haiku, is it? It's called a limerick. Send us a limerick.
Poem.
There once was a guy named Bergie. Please do, because it's so much fun reading them out on the show. So yeah, please do.
Okay, right. So we had our first murder with our trio of traitors.
Second murder. Bananas got murdered first.
Yes, but with the trio of traitors.
Oh, I'm sorry. Treacherous trio. Yes, of course.
Yes. Banana.
And he's Bananas. Bananas. He Alan was quite happy to hand out this death warrant as well, wasn't he? He was sliding it under doors.
I know.
Sliding around the corridors. Yeah, he wears gloves like what Letitia Dean wears in EastEnders.
Or Mariah Carey.
Or Mariah Carey. Letitia Dean, for any American listeners, is the British Mariah Carey. Google her.
So yes, Larsa was upset at breakfast. She was first in. So when I said this to you when watching, she was the first one in off the group. I was like, well, it's Marcus is dead, because they want her to be there worrying and all of her reactions. She squeezed out a tear.
Well, did she though? Because when they realised it was Marcus, they kept the 3 that were going to be murdered coming last again, which we've already discussed on the podcast, is an obvious sign to anyone playing the game that then they must obviously be faithful.
They need to change that. Series 2 twist is where you change it.
Exactly.
It's okay to do it in Series 1 because people don't know. Yeah. But Series 2, you can't do that.
You can't keep doing that.
Yeah, so I knew it was Marcus.
Deontay, Marcus and Janelle were all up. They were the last 3 to come in. Janelle and Deontay came in, and yeah, as you say, Larsa pushed out that tear, but she kind of like everyone's going, "Are you okay, Larsa? Is everything okay?" And she just leant over, got a grape, and went, "No." I just took the grape.
She eats when she's upset, she said.
She did say
she gets using like bits of stuff.
But she kept walking around the house and like picking a leaf and then eating it. Like found a spider.
The potpourri or something.
Yes. So it was like a what do they call it? A Bombay mix. Potpourri Bombay mix.
She was eating bits of the set and stuff, and she was very
the
upset.
drywall. She was eating the drywall.
She found a shield and thought it was chocolate wrapped up in gold and ate that.
Gnawing on the bedstand like a gopher.
But we did say last episode Marcus was saying some clever stuff, so it makes sense to get rid of the clever ones. So sad. It's a shame because I think he was going to play a good game, but he didn't get to.
They wanted to wind Larsa up as well, which it kind of did stick a poker up her bum a little bit because
want to get a traitor tonight, guys.
Exactly.
This is it.
And she got her fellow housewives, didn't she? Phaedra, without even knowing better, and Shira. I always call her Shira. Sherry. That is it Sherry?
Sherry, yeah.
Thank you.
And Tamara.
Kim Charu. And Tamara as well. There's 4, is there? Oh yeah, there is 4.
Loads of the housewives.
Anyway, they said, we're used to the backstabbing. We're used to the talking behind each other's backs. Let's us 4 work together and figure out.
Some might say they're the 2024 version of Desperate Housewives.
Some might say
there's 4 of them. We all know which one's Brie.
That's a show like you should pitch.
Yeah, we all know which one's Gabrielle as well. I can just see it right now in front of me.
Also, later on, Phaedra defends someone from the twist of this episode. She stopped that from happening as well.
The murder. The poison.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to have to just quickly do this.
What's your name and where do you come from?
Marcus. The second oldest child of basketball legend Michael Jordan.
Oh, what was happening to the oldest? Well, I'm disappointed.
He's on the Challenge or Survivor or Big Brother or Series 3 of the Traitors.
I'm disappointed now. I want the oldest son of Michael Jordan.
They should have siblings come in on the Traitors. Not done that yet. 2 brothers or sister and brother or whatever.
I'm saying nothing.
Well, they had a husband and wife. So who knows what's going to come.
No spoilers here, guys.
Marcus, was it? They're couples, but not siblings.
No spoilers here. I'm saying nothing.
Marcus was a college basketball player.
Oh, like his dad.
Yeah, that was it. That is
How is it?
He was We'll see if his game translates to strategy. So there you go. Not much to say.
Literally all they had to say about him.
I feel maybe he just inherited money and got a housewife on the Housewives. I'm assuming.
I mean, Michael Jordan was in one of the greatest films ever made, Space Jam. He did get to act alongside Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny.
I love that film. Maybe he was in the sequel. Marcus was in the sequel.
Oh, I forgot there was a sequel.
Career, basketball career, high school, college. And then that's it.
I mean, if your dad's Michael Jordan...
Oh, he's only 33. I thought he was older. Well,
he looks young. He looks like a young lad.
I know, but I don't know.
Oh, God, how old am I? He looks like a young lad.
I thought he was maybe 35, 37.
Did you?
He's only 33.
I'm surprised to hear he's 33. I thought he was about late 20s.
He's got loads of time.
Great. Good on you, Marcus, and you played a good game. You were only banished, or murdered, I should say.
Because you were so good.
Because you were so good. So don't feel let down by that. And Larsa should be very proud of you too, for the same reason. You're looking at photos of them together now, I see.
Not photoshopped in the slightest on their Instagram. I'm just trying to see what they do, but they just pose in front of expensive looking hotels, basically. That's their career. So that's good. I'm jealous.
Well, good for them. Larsa's got a career in reality TV on Bravo in America, which is also owned by the same company who own Peacock and NBC. Hence why they're all on this show together. Hence why they have 4 people from the bloody show.
Yes.
Right. So let's talk about people's pointing fingers and accusations flying around again. So first of all, nothing said about John this time. Nothing at all. John's out of the woods. No. He's fine.
He's still not doing brilliant.
He's got no involvement whatsoever, and he's laughing at the most mundane things. Like anyone could just go. Like today, who was it? Poverty came up to him and went, "Chip chip chiroo, son," and John was like, "Ha ha ha." I just look at her and be like, "Shut up."
At breakfast, someone said, "Oh, who did you murder last night, John?" He went, "Ha ha ha," ate a grape and some Eggs Benedict or something.
He literally swooped and used his claw to get the food as he walked along and just munched on it.
Yeah, I don't think he really cares. I think he
doesn't care. He wants to knock himself out of the game.
He knows that he's just in this game with lots of American reality stars who don't really care about him, and he doesn't know how to bond or get in with them. So I think he's just waiting around until he's murdered or banished or whatever happens, really.
I've got a funny feeling, and I wouldn't be surprised, in a year's time, there's a new reality show where John plays like the lead role in the show. A bit like, who was the butler for Princess Diana? He did that. Paul Borrell.
Oh, him.
Remember he did that show on Fox years ago when it was like Find American Princess.
Oh,
And he basically, every episode, he gave them like a task, like pouring tea properly.
Oh, so his will be like find the next MP.
Yeah.
They've already done a show like on Channel 4. It's like find the next young MP.
They did. They had 3 different people, didn't they? And they all had to hand out policies, and then whoever's policy was most popular won.
Maybe he'll present the revamped version of that.
No, I reckon he'll do like an American version of that.
Maybe you could do The Apprentice.
I was about to say The American Apprentice. Do they still make that? Arnold Schwarzenegger took over from the man whose name we shall never mention. If you say his name 3 times, he appears.
No,
I'm
thank
not going to
you.
keep doing that. Right, Trishelle thinks that.
Can I just say?
Yes, go on.
And I just want to be honest here. Janelle, Trishelle, and Tamara.
Yes.
I can't tell them apart, especially Janelle and Tamara, because Trishelle wears a hat, which does help.
Trishelle you can recognise by her hat, which again, like Poverty's beautiful pink bow on this episode, stunning hat. I think I've got a thing for hats. Anyway, carry on.
I physically can't tell them different when they keep talking between those two, Janelle and Tamara. So I need one of them to go, but they got shield. Didn't both of them get shields as well? So it's just annoyed me.
Janelle, Tamara, and Peter got the shield in the game, so that none of them can be murdered.
So it's just I need Janelle, Tamara to go, one of them,
okay,
and then I can work out who's who. But until then, I don't know which one has said what
I
to
kind of
anyone.
can because their eyes are different. Also, Tamara looks like the man who Shan't Be Mentioned's wife,
And she looks a little bit,
doesn't she?
Same surgeon.
Yeah, maybe she wears a jacket that says "I don't care" when she walks around. You never know.
But Janelle was the one who fought over the shield with Ekin-Su, right?
Well, yes, but Ekin-Su claims that one thing happened and Janelle claimed another. So Janelle claimed
Whose team are you on? Team
I'm
Janelle,
on Janelle
Tell Sue?
because even though I'm British and I should be on the side of my fellow Brit, she is no. I don't agree with her at all because they re-showed the footage and Ekin-Su came in behind and said, "Could I have that?" and then went to grab it. Janelle already had it in her hand, and then the fumbling took place. It fell onto the floor, and then Janelle grabbed it again.
Cherie was on Ekin-Su's side, though.
Well, that's up to Cherie, but she's a.
But I trust Cherie.
Well, yes, but that doesn't mean she can't
But
be
then
wrong.
someone else was on Janelle's side. I can't remember who.
Plus, don't forget, Cherie didn't have the action replay like we did.
That's true.
We had a slow-mo action replay.
Also, Ekin-Su didn't come across very nice.
No,
I don't know what.
Didn't come
I don't know.
across
I don't know what she was
She
like
hasn't
on
the whole
Love
time.
Island. No,
She's probably a horrible person in Love Island.
she won it, didn't she?
Did she? Well, hey, well done her. Well, I hope that year of fame really helped her grab a personality. The irony of it is that she said that she doesn't like people who like fake people on reality shows, and yet she's, to be fair, one of the fakest ones on this reality show.
And
Let's be honest.
Not easy on this reality show.
No, it's not. It really isn't. It comes to something that I'm sticking up for Janelle over Ekin-Su. So, and plus Love Island is just ridiculous. Although I do want to watch American Love Island. I saw a picture of Bergie in his publicity shot.
Right.
Must say,
Did he win it? Well, we'll find out on the
I don't
file at
mind.
some
I don't
point.
care. Although he's wearing a cross, which always makes me laugh. Like when they wear a cross, they say, "I still love Jesus."
He's very
yeah,
respectful, Bergie. You can tell.
No, of course he is. I'm sure he goes to church every Sunday.
We'll probably
Praise.
find stuff out about him after this because we don't ever look up stuff about the people on here, so we don't have any idea about if they're controversial or cancelled. We have no idea. He could be like one of the worst people. Who knows? We'll find out.
We always feel disappointed when we find out that someone's allowed in this country. Like who's the host of the New Zealand?
Henry.
No,
I can't remember.
it's
It's Henry something.
Henry, because he's got his gin, isn't he? Henry's vodka or whatever.
I know. Very upset.
I still love him, but I'm disappointed in him. I'm like the parent of them. I'm like I'm not angry. I'm just very disappointed. Look, everyone's beginning to point fingers at Dan because, first of all, he was very quiet at the round table the last night, and he was very close to Marcus. And a lot of people believe that because of his closeness to Marcus, he knew that Marcus was a dangerous player, so he would have wanted to get rid of him.
Sandra has basically said he's too quiet. I think Cherie has and MJ.
Trishelle as well, and she mentioned it to Marcus in front of Poverty. So Poverty's like, "Ooh, do I defend him? Do I not? I'm not sure."
She didn't do the thing where they do sometimes where the traitors go for traitors. She She stuck to her guns.
She did, but she did something very clever at the round table, if you noticed. She wrote Kevin's name,
Okay.
but she put a D almost to show that she was thinking about Dan, crossed it out so you could still see it was a D. She didn't
No.
I mean, she could have rubbed it out with her hand if she wanted to. She deliberately kept that D on that blackboard, like we all do. Always keep a D in
Could have been
option.
for Dan or Deontay. So she wasn't giving it away too much.
That's true, but I knowing the way that I think Parvati's going to play this game, I think she's
Well,
trying to the fact that she
I
said
don't think she's got long after what is happened at the end because it was all a bit messy. But I don't think we're talking about that yet. There's a weird thing as well going on with Peter and Kevin, which is like an odd
game plan
where Peter
between
thinks
them.
he's being really smart and doing this weird thing of let's vote for each other so the traitors think we're arguing so they won't murder us, which kind of makes sense.
Yes.
Because the traitors keep people in who other people may think are traitors. So they do then not murder them. But it was a bit random how they were like, well, we'll just vote for each other, but they didn't mention anything at the round table when they just voted each other. It's like, well, what's the reason you've done this? This is really odd. But then it kind of backfired as well because, like
Kevin
you
got
say,
2 votes.
yeah, he got a vote from Parvati. So it's
That's
just,
name. Sorry.
is it Parvati?
It's Parvati, as in poverty, but with an A.
Right, good.
You changed
It's
the
hard to
vowel.
say with a British accent.
Not sound, it's a sound. Parvati.
In English, I want to say Pavati.
I want to say stupid name.
Pavati.
What name could we give her?
Pavati is way
Can we
better.
call her like
Pav.
princess
Pav.
or something like that? Headband.
You'll respect her name.
You are absolutely right. Peter and Kevin have this very weird plan created by Peter, but Kevin is going along with it, which makes it even fun.
He was like, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's going to get him voted out.
I think
feel.
we will eventually get them voted out accidentally, but I kind of do get where they're coming from.
That's
with
what I
this.
say, but it's very dangerous.
It depends on how long they're going to take it, and also when it comes to Nero, when there's only about 10 or 8 left, it's going to be even more difficult to show because also everyone around the table kind of looked surprised when Peter held up the Kevin hand,
And then
card.
Kevin did Peter, and it's
Kevin
like
did
they're going to
Peter.
think they're both traitors, like going after. I don't know. It's just
Well, no, I think
Sandra looked at him weird.
Peter and Kevin want them to think that they don't like each other, but they've not shown any any signs whatsoever at all that they've got this misunderstanding between them. Unlike Ekin-Su and Janelle, which is obvious, and in about 1 or 2 episodes' time, that's really going to play out. That's going to be a personal vote against one another, and
If it
whichever
gets
side
there.
they take on. It will, I think, get there eventually. Peter and Kevin's just feels really random, and like you say, it's dangerous because eventually people will start saying, well, Peter, I think da-da-da-da-da. And Kevin's going to then have to say, yeah, Peter, you are. And then he's kind of got himself trapped. And
It's
vice
weird.
versa.
It's
funny.
really weird. It is funny. It's like a little sub-story, which is just kind of happening in the background.
I feel like that they've got a little man crush for each other as well. Do you know?
Well, we've all seen Kevin lifting weights in his room, haven't we?
That's true.
You know.
I do have a man crush on Bergie, it has to be said. That's not more than a man crush, isn't it? Let's be honest. Bergie, come on.
No. He's just sweet to me. Too
He's
innocent.
lovely. I love him. I just want to give him a great big hug.
Who knows? I mean, okay, so the final then, there was no murder. Oh, we haven't talked about who was banished. Max was banished, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we haven't gotten to why Max was banished
No.
yet. But to be fair, it's a shame we don't have the sound clip. But Deontay, almost poetically, gave his reasons for why he thought it was Max. One of my favourite lines was, he has a poker face of a clown. It felt, did you not think it felt like
Yeah.
a song?
It was something like, there wasn't like, it was more, it was better.
Oh, there's loads more. There was
It
loads
was
more.
better than what you said. It was
I'm
like,
saying it was poetic. It was
yeah.
beautiful.
It was like, it was like the face of a liar who couldn't even turn the frown of a clown. I was like, it was really like, oh, okay, Deontay.
It was poetic.
yeah.
He said it with a real, like,
did.
kind of like quiet
Meaning.
confidence as
He's a
well
very
as he
deep
said it.
person, I think.
I do
like
too, because Deontay also got very upset when
He got upset when Peppermint went.
Yep, and he got
Really
upset again.
upset this one.
And again, Phaedra. Phaedra seems to be the one who comforts all the people when all these
Mother.
bad things happen. She isn't. Yeah, but she's a traitor.
Yeah, but Mother Traitor's the best one.
It's such a tricky situation for her. I mean, I feel like she forgets that she's a traitor, and so she does.
That's why she's doing it good though, because she went out and comforted him. Ekin-Su just rolled her eyes and left the room with a glass of wine in her hand, and he was there with his head back on the sofa crying. A slow motion tear fell down his eye.
No, I agree.
Fedra was there comforting
I suppose
him.
Ekin-Su didn't try to steal his drink and then blame him for doing it.
Well,
Um,
right.
It wasn't just, though, Tay who thought it was Max who was a traitor. There was also Sandra, who accused him of smiling during the banishment of Peppermint.
Yes.
And Maxim kind of said as his defense, well, this whole situation is just funny if you think about it.
Mhm. I feel he gave up again. A bit like Peppermint.
I don't know.
He kind of gave up at the end. He was like, yep, just vote.
He fought to begin with because he brought up the conversation between Janelle and Ekin-Su. He was like, what about you two? But they kind of jumped on that immediately. So Ekin-Su had that word, and then they said, you're deflecting, which then didn't really help his cause much either. So that kind of made the group more convinced as well. In fact, didn't Janelle say that because of what Tay and his poetry and also his deflection, she changed her vote? And I think she changed it from Dan to Max.
Yeah. Put a big D on and then screw it out.
No, that was Poverty.
Yeah, I know, but it's the same sort of theory. But,
I mean, what do you do when you've got a big D?
So I wouldn't know.
You rub it out, and then you start again. That's
Ask
what you do.
Bergie.
Oh, well, I will.
From what I hear.
You hear nothing.
No, I don't.
I'm making it up now.
So it's a shame to lose Max. I think he was quite good, but it's interesting. We're losing all the men,
It is interesting. Well, that's
which I enjoy.
Well, they also brought that up. They forget that Peppermint is female, but they did say that they were mostly men, which is one of the reasons why they try to change their opinion on who they should give the poison chalice to.
But both murders were men as well. And
yes.
Dan doesn't want to get rid of another man because he thinks it's going to fall on him. Well, so they are going for a female.
Well, they are going for a female, but to be honest with you, in all the confusion, it started to get a bit out of hand. This poison chalice again, it was, well, no spoilers here. So this poison chalice has been number 4, but on what series? Who knows? And
it's messy every time.
It's always messy, isn't it? And we're
very
both
difficult.
thinking, what happens if they don't get it done in time? Because they have to get it done in time because then they've got nothing to do the next day. Again, no spoilers here. But it just felt like they came up with a game plan of either John, Sherry, or MJ. Poverty was like, I want to do this because this seems like fun and this is something I want to do.
Big mistake.
And then
they've not got Fedra in on any of it either. She's just it's too difficult to get all three of them together. So Bhavati and Dan have just been like, well, we'll just decide.
Yes, which their decision was ultimately Cherie. But when then she started trying to give the chalice to Cherie, Fedra was kind of like going, not on my watch. And she kind of indicated that I don't
knock
want
that
to
out
do
her
this.
hands.
Yeah, I literally stop you from doing that and say to everyone what you're doing if you go ahead.
This is why I think Bhavati, yes. The way she's done this, she's gone to
Parvati,
sorry.
Even I didn't know who you were talking about. I just agreed to be polite. But yes, no, Parvati.
Parvati, she went to all the groups.
Rose headband. Yes. Next episode, blueberry.
Pink this year. We've had white, black, pink.
White, black, pink.
That's what I like.
In that
she has messed up because she's gone to all of the groups, tried to give everyone drinks and like being quite obvious with it. And like she picks up the chalice and a drink and another drink and left. And they were like, why are you leaving with all that?
And she was like, I love drinking.
Yeah, I want to choose what to drink. And then she went to another one and she tried to then give it to MJ.
Yeah.
She wouldn't drink because she's a bit too posh to drink out of that. So she was drinking out of her glass and she's running out of time. Ekin-Su was there. I'm hoping she's going to give it to Ekin-Su because she's like a typical ladette. She'll down it. But
she's not a ladette.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. That's what I'm going with in my head. In my head, I'm like, she's been on Love Island. She'll drink it. But I think, and I'm worried that she's going to give it to Bergie.
Or do you think?
And he's just going to be like, can you just finish this and he'll just down it?
Better bloody not. I swear to God.
I know.
I like you.
Because he was at the end of the kitchen, and I think because she was like, I had to find someone who would just do it in the room, no matter who it was, and it was Ekin-Su, MJ. I think Sandra was there.
Well, they kept focusing on Peter as well, but he's got the shield, so I don't know why the edit kept showing Peter. I'm wondering if Parvati will forget
that he's got a shield,
that he's got the shield, and give it to him by accident.
Does the shield protect from poison? It must do.
Well, it protects you from murder, so surely that should protect him.
Well, I hope it is Peter and not Bergie, because I have a feeling that she's going to think he's just one of those guys who will just drink it.
But that
be
really
too scared to
the
say
game.
no.
That's the only thing I'm thinking of. I wonder if
we don't know what happens.
Well, we don't know what happens. No, but well, But again, though, they did also drop they did say, almost, I'm going to say it, not a spoiler, they said that the poison chalice doesn't come into effect immediately, so you won't know when they're going to die.
They'll die at some point.
So we won't get a meme out of it, let's just say that much.
They might die round the round table. Just collapse.
Well, as they get voted off. One other thing can I just quickly bring up is that Phaedra said that Ekin-Su had, quote, an estrogen riot, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed that term. I thought that was good because she was obviously getting a bit mean towards Janelle.
Yeah, I don't like Ekin-Su now. The first one that I outright am saying I don't like her vibes.
I didn't get a good vibes from her from the beginning.
I didn't get anything.
She felt like, you know what I mean? It's like she kind of came into the game, maybe I'm being a bit mean now, but she came into the game almost like like everyone else is there kind of like, even though they're kind of like, we both agreed that we were surprised by how much we kind of found them as a likable group. We thought they were going to be annoying and American, and Series 1, there was one or two who kind of were, there's always being a bit annoying. And she's that one, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She feels like
my
that.
least favourite.
Yeah, she feels like the one who's like deliberately, like she feels like she's too good to be there. And it's like, no, you're not. You're really not.
Before we end, we're running out of time, but I just need to do the last fact file for Max.
Oh gosh, of course, yes.
Max, the beloved long-time professional dancer on American version of Dancing with the Stars. Max,
American, see, this is what I don't understand. It's the American version of Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah. This is NBC.
Yeah.
Max has charm and plenty of moves that could translate well to the challenges presented to the players. But will he be too nice to play a dirty game? Yes.
He was too nice, and also he kind of played the wrong game because instead of getting involved with the conversations, he kept just dancing in and out, and he literally just kept dancing in and out with them.
He like walked backwards out of a room.
Yeah. Well, CT was like, "Come on in, guy. You know, we're having a conversation. We're not. You know, you're welcome to join us." And he literally just went.
He was like, "No,
yeah,
too toxic."
Okay,
Okay, so before we go, who is your prediction of the poison then?
I think they might make a mistake, and it's Peter.
And it's Peter
because they kept showing him in the edit. Yeah, she's definitely panicking.
I would be, and I feel that her doing this has now put her up for the next banishment.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
But if it's Bergie, I swear to God, Pavati, I will find you, and I will
take her headband.
I will take your headband collection. What were those stupid? Remember years ago, like all the kids wanted those stupid big headbands. It's the dance mums woman.
Oh, the JoJo bows.
JoJo bows.
Bows aren't the same as headbands. But anyway.
I could do with a headband, to be fair. Or a bow. If someone wants to send us a headband or a bow, get in touch with us.
Get one for Pavati's final episode.
If Pavati makes it Pavati, not calling it Pavati.
Sorry, I'm too posh.
It sounds like saying, I've just Pavati'd. Pavati. If Pavati makes it to the final, I promise I will wear a headband, okay?
Lovely.
For you. If Bergie makes it to the final... I'm going to have a nice picture of Bergie in the Bergie in the background.
I'd love it.
I'd love it too. In fact, I might if he gets murdered, there might be a tombstone behind us.
So make sure you watch the video next week.
Yes. So get in touch with us. faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. You can find us on X,
Twitter
at Traitors Podcast, or Instagram at Faithful to the Traitors. I'm laboring that joke. For all it's worth, I don't think it's working anyway. Still, if you go to YouTube, you can search Faithful to the Traitors Podcast. Indeed, you can do that on Google as well. And if you find us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, click the thumbs up to really like the podcast, and also follow us so you never miss an episode. And you can watch the video and comment underneath as you're watching it, so you can really get fuming at all the things we're saying. You go like,
all the names we're saying incorrect.
Yes.
So.
You are stupid British. And you can also find us on your favorite podcast app. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you enjoy listening to us, give us 5 stars and comment for why you like the podcast, because that really helps share the word and share the podcast with lots and lots of people. Don't forget to share us also on your social medias. And of course, if you want to help us monetarily, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful and throw us a silver coin or a gold bar, whatever you like.
That's right. So until the next episode then, remember to stay faithful.
See you later, alligators.
No.